It's 4:30 in the morning. I think I went to bed at 1, close to that. And it feels like, as much as the wind hasn't come up here, the wave from the border, the northeast wind, has come up sooner than expected and is coming into the Bay and Vies. And I got woken up by my stern line catching and squeaking, because that's what they do. And I'm imagining that's just enough to not let me get back to sleep. So I could either keep trying or just get up. Doing two things right now. Filling up with water because I'm on the dock and I've got the water while I've got the power, and basically the breeze is coming up and it's going to keep pushing me onto the dock. So the longer I leave this, the bigger the waves get and the higher the water's going to get, because the tide's a little bit high. Not much tide here in Croatia, but it's a very small effect of the storm surge. It's because the wind's blowing in and the waves are coming into the bay, the water rises because it's kind of pressuring it into the whole bay. So now the boat's just like lightly wobbling around against the dock. It's going to be worse in half an hour, worse in an hour, worse in 3 hours. So easier for me to get off the dock now. So here we go. Just disconnected the power as well. And in the port side lazarette, we have your power cables, oars for the dinghy, spare deck lines, deck brush. And you've done so many check-in videos, you can't get that narrative out of your head. So, stowed the plank, swim platform coming up, got my radio. I'm going to clip this onto me so that for any reason it's attached to me and not on the boat, which is where I'm not. I do like this little clip, but I'm going to forego this one for my normal jaws. Got my bananas. It's a strange thing actually, because of course there's people walking past. There's still people awake at this time. I was going to buy fresh bread. Too late now. Alright, so I've got all this. Now I've just got to figure out whether I can get off this dock without doing a full-on spring, because on my own that's tough. So I'll do a few tests, but I'll have to set everything up, set the lines up. So given where the wind is and how I'm sitting on the dock, I've taken myself down to just a stern line because the wind's holding me against the dock and I've got a nice big fender here. So what I'm going to do is test to see whether I can get off here with a reverse spring and a bow thruster, because that would be ideal. Looks like I can. Piece of cake. So in that case, there wasn't too much onshore pressure that I couldn't fight it a little bit with a spring and a bow thruster. And as long as I don't go too far, then my big ball fender down the back here kept me safe. So that was nice and easy. And much more wind. Like there's not much wind at the moment. There's 7 knots. Much more than that, probably couldn't do it. 10 knots, I'd have to set up a bow spring and do all that, and that's tough on your own. So out on our way, I'm doing fenders now, but definitely being very careful. I was really slow on autopilot. I wasn't on autopilot at the beginning, but very slow on autopilot. You always just got to keep your head up. Make sure you're watching what's going on, because you can't just be on autopilot, especially not in the dark. Another reason right there why you always keep an eye out, there's a small boat. What is it, 5 in the morning? There's a small boat, no lights whatsoever, small fishing boat that's just crossed my path. Saw him coming a little way out, he just came out of Kut here. But yeah, there's always something that you don't see, so just got to be careful. All right, well we got 18 knots of apparent wind, so there must be at least 15 out there, so better gear up and go use it. Out under sail now, which is great. We got on the right line with the waves, so it's much more comfortable with a bit of wind in the sails, and I've been able to turn off to my 115 degrees to head towards Korčula, or the south side of Korčula, which is awesome. And we're doing about 5 knots and about 12 knots of breeze. Very happy. Except the moon's so freaking bright, I just about need my sunglasses on. All right, so we're getting out into it and the wind's starting to pick up a bit more now, which is good. Means we'll get going faster, but I got to do some adjustments. Might have to reef. It's already up to 18 knots, so there we go. Get the life jacket on and the harness ready, because I'm gonna go forward. All right. Starting to go down. Because I'm quite prone to seasickness, I need to stay hydrated a lot, and also, like this morning, I'm looking forward to getting to the destination to have my breakfast. I've had a banana and a hot lemon water. Of course, it's only, what, 8 o'clock? Quarter to 8, 20 to 8, so that was kind of the plan this morning, is to get away, get the miles under my belt, and then I can stop in the calm in the south of Korčula and have a meal. So just gonna have a wee look around now, make sure it's all clear, and have a small lie down. Calm down a bit, so head out of the cockpit safely. Oh la la, feels good to stretch my legs actually. Not sure how much you can hear with this wind, but almost at Lastovo, probably 40 minutes out. Beautiful day. We're making really good speed, 7 and 8.5, up to 9.5, hit 10 very briefly. And up to 27 knots of wind. That was apparent, and we were going on a beam to broad, so I'd probably say it was about 32, but it was good fun all the same. Ah, she's been a good sail, Nootka. Well done. Almost there, and the wind dies, and then when it comes back up, it comes from a different angle. So now instead of cruising through here on a beam reach or a broad reach, I'm tacking through here. Well, let's face it, I love that. It's not a big gap, is it? I do love a challenge though. Oh, that worked out quite well. All right, made it. That was quite a morning for me, being prone to seasickness, as I've said. I'm now parked up in Lastovo in a beautiful little bay, which is a good anchorage, but my anchor slipped on the first round, and I'll probably relay it before I go to bed tonight, just to be sure, or at least test it again. But it's a very sheltered spot, so I'm happy about that. Yeah, vomited twice. Definitely felt better after the second one, but it was like a, oh my god, I came down here because the coffee machine, we heeled over a long way, and the coffee machine popped its moorings and came all the way down, but didn't fall off, but I heard it. And so I ran downstairs. I was on the phone to Candice at the time. I ran downstairs. I said, I gotta go, and I moved it, and I moved that. The potatoes, I picked up the potatoes, I threw the potatoes in the sink, and all of a sudden I just needed a vomit, and it started coming up, and I was like, oh shit. So I bolted outside, and I managed to not swallow but hold the first round, and then got it off the back. So, well, that was great. Anyway, I'm gonna make a snack, some food. I'm not gonna do a whole lot. I just need some sleep. It's been 3 hours sleep last night, and then been going since 4:30 this morning. So that was a fun sail though. Besides the feeling absolutely vommy and sick, the rest of it was really good. Well, brilliant little walk, and a hell of a second sunset, because I got the first one when it went over the hill, so that was really nice. I've reached the next little town, but I think I'll head back soon. Still quite tired, but a couple of hours rested, all the good and get a good meal into me tonight. And then edit this freaking video. Thanks for watching. Remember, dump those comments. I want to hear what you guys think. And I'm just being also in that realm being very selfish because it helps out the algorithm massively and gets the channel seen more. So thanks for watching. Like that video, drop a comment. See you. The moon is just crazy bright. It's incredible. Bye bye bees. Hello moon.